September 9th, 2019, I last saw my oldest son. He was only 3 years old. Almost a year prior to that, on November 7th, 2018, I lost my baby boy. He had just turned 1. Some of you may be wondering, did my sons pass away? But no, they didn't die. They were taken. And before I explain to you how, I need you to understand a little bit about me. I've always wanted to be a mother. And because I am an only child, I always envisioned of having more than one child. I dreamed of a home filled with noise, siblings playing together, learning to share, arguing over nothing, and finding their way back to one another. I wanted to watch them grow side by side, to see that unbreakable bond form between them. But what I didn't know then was that becoming a mother and being allowed to remain one are not the same thing. When Child Protective Services, or what we would call the family policing system, took away my sons and placed them into foster care, it was the lowest that I have ever felt in my entire life. And even though I am able to stand up here and talk about it, and even though I now advocate for other mothers dealing with this same issue, it is a moment that I have never ever recovered from, and I doubt that I ever will. For a while, CPS allowed me to have visits with my sons, but I eventually lost that too. The last time I saw Mansa was a supervised visit. He was crying and he was so upset that I had to leave him. I kissed him, I hugged him, I tried to calm him down, and as his mother, I wanted to reassure him. So I said, "It's going to be okay. I'm coming right back. It won't be too long." I had every intention of being back with him in that visitation room that next week. But before I could return, CPS took away my visitation rights. How could anyone possibly think that that was in his best interest? This system made me let my son down. I did everything this system asked me to do. My family did everything the system asked them to do. And yet, my entire family was overlooked, including aunts, uncles, their godparents, their grandparents, their great grandparents. I've never ever harmed my children. And even though North Carolina courts agreed that I never harmed my children, they still decided to terminate my parental rights so that the foster parents could adopt them over an approved kinship placement. So let me make sure that you understand what this truly means. It means that legally, my name was erased from the birth certificate of the babies that I carried, that I birthed, that I nurtured. It means that my entire family lineage has been broken. It means that me nor my family have a right to visit my children, no right to know how they're doing, and according to the law, me and my sons are complete strangers. My parental rights were terminated. My children were adopted, but being their mother will never end for me. You see, because motherhood is not a form you fill out, it is not a checklist, and it is not something that a courtroom can just up and take away. And that's what I want this system to realize, is that motherhood cannot be erased. The foster care system often measures motherhood through compliance, through paperwork, through timelines. But children don't experience it that way. They experience motherhood through presence, through voice, through touch. The system often asks, well, did you finish your case plan? But it doesn't often ask, what will it cost a child to lose their mother forever? We use this phrase, termination of parental rights, as if motherhood were a contract. But you can't terminate love, you can't terminate memory, and you can't terminate the bond a child carries in their bodies. You can separate families, but you cannot separate the soul tie that I have with my children. Although this has been the most destabilizing event for my family, this is much more bigger than just my family. What happened to my family is not rare. 1 in 100 children will experience a termination of parental rights. And in 2021, as recent data shows, 65,000 parents, disproportionately Black, brown, indigenous, low-income parents, had their parental rights terminated within 1 year. So this happens quietly every day to families who don't have microphones or platforms or TED stages. I often meet parents who comply, parents who love their children. And yet these parents are told by the state that time has simply run out. Parents are left to grieve our children, though they have not died. Termination of parental rights must end. This system must be stopped. The system must stop treating family separation as a solution. The system must stop equating parental capacity to compliance. And the system must stop believing that adoption automatically heals. Supporting families means investing in them. Family stabilization, community-centered care, before removal, before crisis, and long before a courtroom contributes to the severing of family ties and family history. Now, I spend my time supporting other parents, advocating for their legal representation, and supporting them in any way that I can on their journey. People often ask, well, Toia, how have you been able to turn such pain into power, into purpose? And first, I had to understand that this is a God-given mission. We all have one. I'm on an assignment. Secondly, I don't want any other mother who is actively fighting for her children to ever have to feel this type of pain. But most importantly, I believe, well, I know I'm leaving a trail for my boys. And it is my hope that they will follow this trail back to me and they will realize that I have always been their mother. My name is Toia, and I thank you all for being another breadcrumb on the trail for my boys to find their way back home. Thank you.